The new groupie in Trump circle. That's my opinion. So we do one of our favorites here, 24 things you don't know about. For example, my spirit animal was eaten by Haitians. My biggest fear is immigrants taking my job as a right-wing hate monger. As a child, I had 2 of my Bratz dolls deported. I don't hate all brown people, just the brown ones. People think I'm all in on Trump, but some of the voices in my head like Jill Stein. My hobby is refurbishing vintage lawn jockeys. I think Michael Jackson faked the moonwalking.
Loomer Unleashed this Thursday because I have to travel to Los Angeles, California for a live video deposition with Bill Maher. As you know, Bill Maher is a tremendous Trump hater, and he's also a big Laura Loomer hater. And
so she may not be officially working for the campaign, but make no mistake, this woman is a racist, and she has access to Donald Trump. And the reason he's got racists around him is because Donald Trump is a racist. Right. Okay, if you are not a racist, you don't surround yourself with them. He was a racist.
Maybe Laura Loomer's in an arranged relationship to affect the election because she's very close to Trump. She's 31, looks like his type.
Today, a $150 million plus with punitive damage lawsuit against Bill Maher, the so-called political pundit on Home Box Office, who defamed my client, Laura Loomer, accusing her of having an adulterous relationship with Donald Trump. Not just Maher, not just Hollywood HBO, but the lawyers who represent them, Davis, Wright, Tremaine, are anti-Trump haters. In fact, when we asked for a retraction, the lawyers responded threatening Laura Loomer. This is despicable conduct, it's defamatory conduct, it cannot be permitted in a civilized society, and these Trump haters used Laura Loomer to try to get to President Trump during this election period. It's election interference, but quite apart from that, her reputation has been damaged, she's been put at risk, she's been threatened, and we will not tolerate it. So we filed a lawsuit in Sumter County, Florida, where she ran for public office as a congresswoman. This is an important case. We cannot allow this to continue to happen. And ironically, I have taken on this law firm many times in the past. And this time, we will prevail big time. And we will hold their client, Bill Maher, and their other client, HBO, accountable before a jury of their peers. And we're done. When we are done, they will not be laughing. Thank you for listening to me. Follow this case at larryclayman.com. It's very important. We cannot allow the fake news media to destroy people for political purposes.
Bill Maher is facing serious trouble after a big mistake. Laura Loomer is suing him for a staggering $150 million, claiming she had a prior agreement with Donald Trump. Things are quickly escalating. Reports say Bill has already apologized to Trump, but Laura isn't backing off. Let's dive into the footage that started all of this. It's definitely something you won't want to miss.
Laura Loomer's in an arranged relationship to affect the election because she's very close to Trump. She's 31, looks like his type. We did an editorial here a few years ago. You're remembering it already. It was basically, who's Trump fucking? Because I said, you know, it's not nobody. He's been a dog for too long, and it's not Melania. I think we may have our answer this week. I think it might be Laura Loomer. I'm just saying.
Bill Maher is known for speaking his mind, but this time he crossed a line, and now it's coming back to bite him. It's been revealed that Melania Trump is ready to sue him. Just because you have the freedom to speak doesn't mean you can say whatever you want without facing the consequences. Bill didn't just make a comment, he made an entire film about her, and that's what really pushed things too far. Now he's going to have to deal with the fallout.
Because she said, Laura Loomer said, Taylor Swift, she believes, is in an arranged relationship with Travis Kelce to influence the 2024 election. I think maybe Laura Loomer's in an arranged relationship to affect the election because she's very close to Trump. She's 31, looks like his type. We did an editorial here a few years ago. You're remembering it already. It was basically, who's Trump fucking? Because I said, you know, it's not nobody. He's been a dog for too long, and it's not Melania. I think we may have our answer this week.
After almost 3 weeks locked away in a US immigration cell, British journalist Sami Hamdi is back on home soil. But how did this happen, given that Hamdi's paperwork had been approved and he'd entered the country legally? Hamdi, an outspoken critic of Israel, had delivered a speech in California at the Council of American Islamic Relations annual gala. He was en route to Florida to speak at a similar event when Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, detained him at the airport. They told him his visa had been revoked 2 days earlier and therefore he had overstayed his time in the US. This is despite Hamdi not even being told that his visa was under review. His lawyers say he was targeted for speaking up against Israel's war crimes against Palestinians. So why did these changes even come about? Well, in late October, conservative activist Laura Loomer said she had applied relentless pressure on the State Department and the Department of Homeland Security, following her own accusations of Hamdi supporting Hamas. This resulted in Hamdi being driven over 4 hours away to a crowded detention centre where he would spend the next 18 days. Arriving back in the UK on Thursday, Hamdi had this to say.
I'm pleased that I was able to return home. I'm pleased that the judges found that my freedom of speech rights were infringed upon. And I'm pleased that my voice is back and that the extremists will never win. They will never prevent our voices from being loud, from resonating with the world. And I want to thank everybody who showed solidarity. I am not the story. The story is about a world that is waking up to the truth. The truth is louder than hate. The truth is louder than the bigots. The truth is louder than the extremists. They failed to silence me. They will continue to fail to silence all those voices of truth. And I'm glad that I am here in London, where our freedoms are also protected, and they will be protected in America as well, thanks to the cooler heads in the federal court system.